Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Rocklaz Radio. On today's episode, it's a very special episode. We have a father and daughter duet, both artists, very prominent in NFTs. They are from Kerala, now in US, and we have a lot of interesting conversations. Melvin is from the marketing industry. He's also into to the tech. Teresa is a young achiever. 13, how old are you now? 14 or 13?
Still 13.
13 years old, and she's flying with high colors. Her artworks are displayed around the world, and she has displayed her works in New York, Times Square, and you name it, wherever the NFT events are, and her works are already there before her. So, Teresa and Melvin, welcome to Rocklaz Radio. How are you guys doing today?
Hey, thank you, Tanmay. We are doing good.
Yeah.
Adipoli?
Adipoli, yeah. Yeah.
Let's go. I had saved that word. So that means wonderful, right? What does that mean? Adipoli?
Yeah, we use that word for happy moments, like if you want to show excitement, we'll say like Adipoli, like even she also used to talk right now, like.
All right.
Yeah. Like super.
So, superb, Adipoli. So if I like something, I'm going to say that now. All right. So let's do this. Melvin, you introduced Teresa, and Teresa, you introduced Melvin.
That is tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll try. So this is Teresa Melvin. She's like 13-year-old artist, and she started her career from like 5 years or 4 years. So her first work was exhibited, used in a movie called Bangalore Days, in a title graphics, and we got that momentum and everything. Like it was fun, and then she started exploring a lot of art. Because both of us, me and my wife, are artists. We are coming from a fine arts background, so she started seeing it, and art is in her blood from the childhood, like, so she started exploring that. So in 2021, I think I entered into the NFT space, and she was also interested. So then she started doing digital art, and from there on, she put a lot of artworks in NFT space. So she sold around more than like 100 plus NFTs, sold out one collection, spoke in like 6 international events, and was a featured artist in NFT NYC for consecutive 2 years. And she's going to speak in 2023 as well. And her artwork is also going to exhibit in all the billboards and everything in New York. Last time it was so much fun because we watched her photo and everything there while we were walking through New York, which we can't forget. And she was featured artist in Flower Girls NFT, and she was a winner in Dead Fellas art collection, and a lot of founders in NFT space and a lot of parents, kids, they like her work, and she's trying to educate them as well through her YouTube videos. So she started her YouTube channel and everything. Yeah, so she's enjoying what she is doing right now, and struggling to figure out time for everything, but it's fun.
Wow. So thrilled to have, when people ask me what is the inspiration or what is my motivation, so I just tell them two things. One is some people who are disabled people still doing regular things or achieving much more. And the second is kids, young achievers like motivate me. And today's session is going to be very motivating for me. Seeing Teresa doing so many awesome things and hearing from her. So very thrilled for this. I've been waiting for this. So over to you, Teresa. Do you want to add to anything what your father just said, or?
I think my dad's like just got it all, like from when I was like a young kid to now. So yeah. Well, this is my dad. And he also loves art, and he discovered the NFT space like last year in March, and that's how I got in with him. So he's always like supported me through my art journey, and yeah, he can add more.
What else? Think.
What do you want to add?
No, I can't say like what you want to say about me, like so. Yeah, this is a difficult situation you put. Yeah, so the other thing is like I am more into like design. I'm a designer basically. I studied applied art from Fine Arts College, so uh, I love design and art simultaneously because I always consider design as my profession and art as my passion. Like so. And she also like designing and everything. So what I am helping her right now is like teaching her some tools like Figma, Notion, and Trello to manage her time management and everything. So I'm teaching all those stuffs right now in a very subtle way, not like teaching all the heavy stuff, but to help to manage her creative journey. Like so. I think that is very much needed. So that is what I help her right now, and her plan is to teach other kids whatever she learns from me. So that is the whole plan.
Talking now, digging more about yourself, Melvin. Where are you from? What is your beginnings and journey? You covered everything for Teresa, so I'm going to ask you questions and get that information from you. So where are your beginnings from? Where are you from?
I'm coming from a small village called Palakkad in Kerala. That is my hometown, and my father was a agriculturist, and my mother is a housewife. And I joined Fine Arts College after my +2 higher secondary education. And from there I studied applied art in RLV College of Music and Fine Arts, which is in Tripunithura, where I met my better half. She's a phenomenal artist, and she was also studying there for painting. And after the studies, I joined an IT company as a web designer, and I was working for a company in Kerala. Then I moved to US, and right now I'm working for an IT company over here, which is like a data management company. I work as a creative director here, collaborating with sales team and marketing team. Yeah, that is my profession, and yeah.
You mentioned about Teresa's achievements. What are your achievements that you're proud of?
My first achievement is like what I would. Yeah, I got first rank in my studies in MG University in applied art. I still consider that as a big achievement because when I joined the Fine Arts College, I'm coming from a humble background where my parents are not artists or we don't have any design or art background, like so the entire Fine Arts College was very new world for me. I was a winner of many contests in my hometown, so I thought like I'm a very good artist. But when I joined the Fine Arts College, I discovered there are like amazing artists, and I was like the last person every time. I still remember where in my first year of Fine Arts College, my teacher told like, I think you are really struggling. Do you want to skip and try something else? Like the teacher directly told me because she, not she, like the teacher, he figured out like I'm really struggling with coping with the rest of the artists. So I bought some sport magazine and other things, and I started drawing every night and morning. Like I struggled like anything, and finally I was able to become the top scorer from my college. Like so, that was the first achievement, which gave me a lot of confidence and courage. Like okay, everyone has skill. Like if you play with consistency more than the skill. Like so, sometimes I feel like consistency and perseverance and the hard work outshine skill sometimes. So that idea came to me with that achievement. And yeah, that is one achievement. And then I joined IT company, and I was going with my designer life. Like so when I reached 30 years, I still had that calling. Like I used to draw a lot, like sketches and portrait drawings and other stuff. So then when I become like 30 years, I thought like, okay, I'm getting old, like I need to come back to art, like, so I discussed with my CEO, Rajesh, when I was working for a company called Rapid Value. I told like, why can't we conduct one art exhibition? I can include all the engineers and designers who are also into art. So slowly our apartment becomes like an art camp, like where my wife and me started coaching these IT people how to do artwork and everything. So we done some amazing artwork in acrylic, charcoal, and for 1 or 2 months we were doing art camp and everything. Then we conducted an art exhibition called FYI. It is called For Your Information. That was the title of the exhibition. Because we are like tech people, and we conducted an art exhibition in a famous art gallery in Kochi, and it was phenomenal. Like we sold many artworks and everything. Then it gives me like a lot of confidence. Even my artwork was selected for state exhibition, Lalitha Kala Academy exhibition and everything. Then I started enjoying art more, and I started keeping my art also along with my profession. So and that was the other achievement which I feel like commendable. And then I moved to US. I started going to some art museums and other places. And when the NFT comes, I thought like, okay, this is the time where you can monetize your creative skills, even if you're a painter, even if you're a traditional artist, even if you're a digital artist, whatever, so I really love the idea of this NFTs. So one of my friend invited me to the NFT. His name is Nadamil. He's only like 23-year-old, and he told like, Cheta means brother, like Cheta, you should come to this space, And he was my mentor in Web3 space, and we together started a community called NFT Malayali. So the whole idea was to educate people and give advocacy on NFTs and Web3. Back in the days in 2021 and all, people doesn't have any idea about NFT or Web3. So whatever we learned from the space, we started sharing that with the world, So this community became bigger, and we were able to onboard like 700, more than 700 artists into this space. And when the information was overflowing and everything was in place, we slowly stopped that community. But we are happy that we were able to help and support a lot of artists. And I put my artwork in NFT space, and I was able to sold out all my artworks, and I was able to use that money to collect other artist artwork. So we collected a lot of artwork from other artists. So it was a dream for me and my wife, to collect artworks at some point, and NFTs made it possible. So yeah.
Wow. That's what we have been discussing with the previous guest also. NFT enables us bringing our dreams come true in so many ways. Collecting, for instance, it would be so difficult to collect these huge paintings or you need a good storage facility, and you cannot look at them even every day, right? But with digital art and ownership of digital art coming with NFTs, it's possible to own amazing artworks and also keep it in a very portable way, and you can display it digitally everywhere, anywhere you want. So yeah, that's great. We are connecting through NFTs. So I'm very glad about the technology. Coming back to Teresa now. Teresa, what are your dreams? You have a whole life in front of you. What do you dream about? What do you want to do?
So I'm right now making a collection called Ava Ramona. It's about to launch about my two characters. And when I was like 9 years old, when I was 10 years old, before coming to the NFT space, that was my dream to show like these two characters, not just to me, but to a lot of other kid artists online. So now, since I'm able to do that, I really want to show my two original characters in books or movies, make animations, really explore more about what I can do with these characters. And I want to make more tutorial videos for kids who are inspired with creating art. I want to teach them how to use different tools like what my dad taught me about Figma or Trello, and to teach more about digital art all through my YouTube channel, and make that a free resource for kids to learn and grow more from themselves as well. And I am really excited to make more of these videos, where I already made a YouTube live where I was I was drawing a portrait of this girl who was also in my YouTube live. So I want to do more like that, and to inspire a lot of people like that. Because a lot of kid artists that I've met, a lot of NFT artists that I've met in this space, coming into this space last year, I've learned a lot from there. I learned how like they've come into this space, and what their goals are and dreams, and that inspired me as well. So yeah, I'm really excited for what I can do in the future, and I am going to NFT NYC in April as well. So super excited to talk there and meet more people there like last year. So yeah, it's gonna be really super fun. And another main thing that happened was through Miss So Cool Girls, my artwork's gonna be featured in Super Rare. So that's a big achievement for me, going to Super Rare. So yeah, glad I could share that. And yeah,
Is your super rare link on your LinkTree?
Yeah, so she's going to launch her project this month, March.
Yeah.
So we didn't launch the project yet. So we'll be adding that very soon.
Mm-hmm.
So she got an opportunity to speak in Twitter Space with Super Rare, and they liked her approach. And that artwork is going to be something special, so she's trying to connect physical artwork into digital artwork and combining those together and everything. So
yeah.
She likes to do a lot of paintings using some mediums. What is it?
Gouache and like Prismacolor. So for this super artwork, I want it to be like special. So I thought more about how the character I'm drawing is like a symbol of what a Moxie is, which is the theme. So
yep.
Yeah, and
What is a Moxie?
A Moxie is like someone who is very strong in a way that's like they won't let anything get in their way, and they keep growing. So it's a very like cool character that I want to make like a character with those personality traits, how that fits into me as well, growing as an artist, and like getting growing on my skills as well. So yeah.
So Moxie is your character. I thought it was Marxist. Are you talking about some Marxist ideology?
No,
I was like,
it's like the team that come up with that brand Miso Cools. So Miso Cools is a brand that support all the teenage girls, the girl artists. So they come up with that theme called Moxie. So everyone should draw in that theme. So the meaning of Moxie is something what she told right now. So
see, I pulled it up.
Yeah,
this one, right? Moxis.
Yeah, and
super rare space.
That is her first super rare work that she's going to put, and she loves to do a lot of sketches and everything. So that is her other part. You can see that in that video.
I like to post like sketches of what I did in different places on Instagram, so people really see like the behind the scenes of how I'm not just creating these fully finished digital arts, but just to connect both digital and physical.
Yeah, Tanmay, one thing that I want to really communicate is people see like Teresa like a very extrovert person, very successful person in NFTs or in virtual art world and everything, but I started pushing her to do all these things just because like a therapy, because back in India when she was studying in LKG and UKG, right?
I wouldn't really.
Yeah, so the one complaint that we got from the teacher is like, your kid is so silent, like she is not talking. Like, so she was a super introverted person, because she got that trait from both me and my wife. We were introverts in the beginning because I never used to go outside my class, or I never used to talk to people. I used to shiver when I talked to 3 or 4 people, I always had that struggle in my life, and my wife is also having the same problem. And gradually Teresa had also that problem. But I realized if the artist, if they are not able to communicate ideas, those ideas are it's not worth, what is happening is like people are using these artists or designers or creative people to using their skills to communicate their ideas. And these people, they have like tons of, like creative people, they are always having tons of ideas in their head, but they don't have that communication skill. I'm not talking about the English, like to speak up with confidence, right? So then I started her Instagram page, and I told her, like, whatever you draw, you just put it, you just talk about it. So when she was like 9 years old, we started that. So slowly she became very confident, and she loves that experience. And many of my friends told, like, why you're putting your young kid into social media, like let her become adult, and then you can put, like I told, like, no, this is a new, yeah. So then she started putting her artwork, and whenever she feel happy, she used to post. It is not like consistent posting, but that really helped her, and NFTs really changed her entire character. Like she become more like a creative entrepreneur than a creative artist. So I think this is exactly I'm super excited about as a father and as a creative person.
Artpreneur. She's becoming an artpreneur.
That's the correct word. Artpreneur.
So it's so amazing to have a father. You're lucky to have a father like Melvin and your mother, both coming from that field. And I think most of the artists are introverts. We are in our own minds and worlds, and we want to communicate. We are very selective in whom we talk to. That's a very good point you made. Being our skills being sold to others for expressing their ideas, but with NFTs and what we are able to do with this, I mean, on these Shill spaces, on Twitter spaces, you get good grasp of public speaking, even if you cannot see them, taking questions, talking in public. That's a good exercise and experience she's having from this young age. And Teresa, you are a child prodigy, I should say.
Thank you so much.
Doing such amazing work. We also had Big D in August on the show. Big D from Thailand.
Yeah,
we know.
He's a friend.
Yeah, so it's so much talent to see. And I saw your photo again in Rainbow. So there was a girl from Paraguay who has this comic called Rainbow, Rainbow. Rainbow Mosho, yeah.
We met her in Los Angeles, and she's her best friend, Yeah.
It's a great group you have. Even Anastasia, great bunch of kids. You're coming up, talking in spaces. It's so great to be with you all and have your raw, innocent energy and creative spirit that comes up. You spoke about NFT NYC. I am also a speaker there, but it looks like I'll have to send my video by mail or something because there's a visa issue. But I wish I could have met you there. Next time, maybe whenever is the earliest. In fact, I want to say one more thing. I was a speaker at London. At least I got to go to London. I saw your work there. I saw the work, Teresa's work there. So it's so cool to.
Yeah, she was a speaker there, but unfortunately, due to visa issues, we can't go as well. So it was a sad thing. But yeah, she was.
It's cool that you saw my work there.
Yeah, that is awesome.
So I thought Americans have access to thrill, like anything, license to thrill anywhere. You can, once you are holder of American visa or American citizenship or whatever, you can go anywhere you want. I thought like that, especially UK.
Go anywhere, but due to my work situation and everything, it's a little tough right now, See, many people say, like, if you are doing a work or something, you can't follow your passion, like, I really want to change that perspective as well, like, I'm working like 8 hours or 9 hours every day in my IT field, but I'm trying to follow my passion as well, like, so I think we have to have like multiple jobs and still pursue our passion, so that is the challenges that we face. Sometimes we can't literally go some places or anything like that, but in today, that is exactly where this Web3 is changing the scenario, like, for example, Teresa's work was being exhibited in many virtual galleries right now, multiple virtual galleries, and many people around the world had seen it. She used to get a lot of comments and replies in LinkedIn from different parts of the world, in Africa, UK, France, and everywhere. She used to connect each other, so the world is so small right now, and Web3 is going to thrive because of that, Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking back at what I used to do when I was 12, 13 years old. It was just a hobby. Nobody really thought it was something serious to do. Or, I mean, I would say that you're lucky to have gone to art school. You at least thought that this was something cool, doable, or going to college. So we'll come back to that story shortly. But as we talked about dreams of Teresa, what are your dreams, Melvin?
Yeah, my entire dream is like how to pursue both. See, I'm very much excited about the technology and the creative entrepreneurship and everything, and mentoring and supporting all the skilled people, including me, including my daughter and my wife as well, so whenever I meet any skilled professional or an artist, I really want to support them, not just giving like a pat on their back. Instead, giving support and mentoring them what to do with their skills, what tools that they need to use, like which community they should belong to. So that is my entire passion, because I was not meant to be like an artist, but my father pushed me to do that, and he motivates me. So I need to pass this to the new generation and new artists and everything. So anything related to art, to monetize skill and to build a art world where I can survive with my skills and where I can support other artists. That is my dream.
Wow. Beautiful. I saw something very unique when I was doing a search for you. You have a calendar section in your website, and you have given time slots for everybody to book a call with you, either for collaborations or either for mentorship. So you're proactive. You have already given access to people to go and come and talk to me. So that's really amazing. So please tell us more about it, and how can people collaborate or access you, or what are you looking forward, or how should they approach you?
See, it's like a give and back thing, right? Like, for example, many people think like we don't have time in our life, but I think we all have time for everything, whatever we need, and sometimes some people just need a call with other person, like I learned tons of things from my friends, like my engineering friends, my marketing friends, my artist friends, just having a call with them, or just going outside and having a coffee with them and exchanging the ideas and getting some questions cleared. So this always strike in my mind. So I thought like I will do the same. Then at that time, during the COVID time, adplist.org, that community came, like where all the mentors can help the people who are struggling with job and everything. So I joined there as a mentor, and I started helping people. I put my time slots there, and they can go to ADP list and search for me as a mentor there, and they can ask anything about design and art, and I am happy to share whatever I know. I can share whatever tools where they are struggling, and I always think like I have that skill where I can talk to people and figure out their problems, and if I figure out their skills, I can help them to achieve best in their life. So they can go to adplist.org, or else they can go to my website melvinthambi.com and go to the footer, and you can check my Calendly, or you can look into my ADP list and book the slots, Yeah.
I'll add the links in the description. You can check it out on either on YouTube or wherever you're listening to the podcast. So that is very, very interesting. You mentioned about your father, and now let's talk about him, because you mentioned he's from the agriculture, and I was seeing one of your previous videos also. So how does a son of a farmer not be a farmer and become an artist? Either some farmers dream of their sons to become doctors, engineers, lawyers, but an artist, how did that happen? Did you tell him that I was interested in art, or how did he spot that talent about art in you and pushed you to pursue that further?
Yeah, my father. Yeah, let me talk about my father. He only studied till 10th grade. And he was a contractor first, and then he completely moved to agriculture. And he loves animals and he loves farming and everything. So he became like a farmer. The one thing that I noticed in him is like he always want his kids to be extraordinary, and me and my sisters, we always think like we are ordinary kids, like we don't have much skills or anything. So he is eagerly looking for skills in us, and I used to draw, and I used to participate in contest and everything. So he figured out like I have that art skill. But I always think like I have that negative mindset. When I was very young, like I had that imposter syndrome. I always think like I'm a mediocre kid. I was not smart in studies, or I was not good in maths. But my dad was super smart. He was very good in maths. He is very good in geography, history, politics, and everything. And I'm pretty bad in all these things. So I always feel like I'm like a mediocre kid. But then he told like every person is different in their own way. Like you are capable of drawing. Like why don't you pursue that? And he. Uh, register for some art contest and everything, and he pulled me back, and we'll travel there, and I will say like, oh, I'm not going to win that, like why we are spending time, like I was that negative mindset guy, but he told me, no, this is something that make you different from others, so you have to do that. And he many times I don't get any prizes or anything, then I will get demotivated, but he is continuously pushing that, and when after finishing my 10th grade, I didn't had any goals or anything like that, because I thought like I'll go to hotel management or polytechnic or something like that, because I thought like hotel management is good, like I can have like good dress and good food, and I like hospitality and everything. So, but that or like, hey man, why you're going there? Anyone can go to hotel management, but why don't you go to fine arts college? I told like, no, I'm not that good enough, and I don't think I can make any money with art, So that is other reason as well. So usually in all other families, when I look back, what I realized is parents are concerned like whether their kid is going to fine arts college. In my case, when I was like 15 years and 16 years, I was concerned like whether I will be able to make any money out of it, whether I'm going to waste my dad is having like a very bad idea, like so. But he pushed me, and many of my relatives, my uncle, everyone supported me, Then I joined fine arts college, but I didn't have any hope or anything. But he still tell like you need to do that, and then it motivates me a lot, like then I finished my college and I was the top scorer there. And he told like, why don't you try outside India, like he has very progressive mindset. He just read newspapers and he is always having that mindset, but I was like, no, I don't think I can go, like, but I applied for fine arts in London, and I got the admission and everything, but I didn't had any confidence in me because I was struggling with my language skills. Even I went to the IELTS exam and everything, for the speaking, I only got like 5, but rest everything, I got 6 score, like, so I got the 6.5 score, and which is enough to study abroad, but still I didn't have that confidence, and I told like, Dad, I'm not going. He was like super frustrated and everything. So after some time, when I become matured, like after 30 years or something, then I realized like, okay, what he was telling is right. I had that potential, because my colleagues, my boss, everyone started saying like, you have that skill to convert ideas into reality, where you can really help a business, like more than just an artist. That is my skill. That's what I realized. So he really motivates me. So what I'm really doing right now is I'm just following his path, since I'm an artist and a designer and a person who is pretty good in tech savvy person. I'm trying to leverage my skills, and I'm trying to help others, what dad did to me. And that is exactly what I'm doing with Teresa as well, like if he can do that much with his he can only draw a duck or like flower or something. Apart from that, he is not an artist as well, so yeah, that is the whole story, which makes me like where I want to become a mentor,
You're muted.
You are muted, we can hear you. Yeah.
Wow, this is such a unique story. I was saying, usually it's, as you mentioned, money is always an aspect when you're starting off, and it's students or children who choose to pursue their passion either in music or arts, and then their parents are against them and they keep doing engineering, and at the third year of engineering they realize and they drop out. And this is a usual thing in India. But so glad to hear about fathers like this. So when you're growing up, was it his dream that he wanted to become an artist, or was it through you observing you that he thought that, okay, the art is something he really stands out in apart from compared to other subjects?
His dream was to become like a better entrepreneur, starting something his own. Like he tried different crop ideas, and different farming ideas. He buy a lot of cows and he started a cow farm and all those things. So he always tries something new. So entrepreneurship is something that he liked, but he was pretty bad in that area, because he doesn't know how to manage money or anything like that. And we were having like a miserable life because of that, because he was not that good in managing money. But that was his dream. Even that is not his skill. You know what I'm saying? But he is always a person having ideas coming out all the time. That is what I noticed in him. But the art thing, he just wants his kids to be different from others. That's it. Mm-hmm. If, for example, my younger sister, she is more into designing, fashion and other things. So he immediately joined her to fashion designing, So his idea about kids is like kids should stand out with their abilities, not about their shortcomings. So that is what his dream, and art, he doesn't have any idea, whenever we watch any movies, we had like huge fight between me and my father because he likes all these serials and other things, and I hate that. And I watch Mani Ratna movies, which he hate like anything, so from the art side is too bad, but he respect art, so that is something very commendable in India, especially in Kerala. And I'm coming from a poor background, we were struggling with our daily needs and everything. I'm not coming from a rich family, and then he is pushing me to do that. And he knows like I can't make any money, and I have the elder son and I have two sisters, and still he is confident like at some point I will become successful, and it might take time. Then only I can support my family, So that confidence and his vision, that really, when I look back, he's no more right now. He was very addicted to alcohol and other things, so he passed away very early, in his life. So that when I look back, that really makes me to think like, if he can do that much, a farmer in Kerala, if he can do that much in my life, which changed many people, other people's life, like my wife's life and my daughter's life, so what and all I can do as a person, so I really want to be very real person, so when it comes to Web3 or NFTs or art or design or whatever you say, I really want to be like a real person, and people should see me like what and all I have. That is exactly what I'm teaching Teresa also, if you don't know anything about blockchain, say like, I don't know anything. If you don't know anything about tech, you say, I don't know anything about it. Just say what you know. But that itself is a very good knowledge, is what I believe.
I just got shivers and goosebumps because even I'm from India and I know exactly what you're talking about. He was so ahead of his time, or his way of thinking was so... He didn't get influenced by, or he didn't... by social norms, he wasn't really influenced by it. He was trying to be true to himself and wanted his kids, you all also, to pursue what is innate to yourself and something that you really makes you happy or would make you happy more than just earning money and settling down. So that is my next question about money. Most parents, especially in India and of course around the world, they have this botheration and worry. My son or daughter should grow up and get settled. And by settled, what they mean is have regular source of income, monthly payments or something like that, have a good house, get married and just settle down. So when it's artist, it's very uncertain. So what were the what kind of discussions did you have with your father, like in your youth or growing up, with respect to the topic of money?
So even though we were like very poor people, right? Like we didn't have that much budget for every month, because we are like a 4-member family, like, and if father is a farmer, and if he's pretty bad in managing money, and if he's a little alcoholic or big alcoholic, like you can imagine the situation at home, and both of my sisters were studying, I was also studying, and we need a lot of money, but he doesn't bother about money, like he's always think. I used to have a lot of fight with him, like we have this many loans, like we need to make money, dad, like and he was like, okay, you make money or you think about money, that's fine, like, but what is going to make you different, that is, he's keep on saying all the time. And he also tried to become like that, like he also not that much attracted towards money or materialistic thing, which I was not a big fan for a long time, but when I look back right now, I can understand what he's thinking, like he really want to put a mark in someone's life, or in this world, before you pass this world, like that is the philosophy he likes a lot, which I was against when I was very young. Uh, so what I'm trying to do right now is like how to balance these two things. Like money is important, money is super important, because, for example, I really love to curate. I really love to collect artworks from other artists, and I really want to do like a big art exhibition or whatever. I need money, I really want to do amazing designs or artworks. I need to buy canvases, oil painting. I need to have like a very good system, which needs money. So I'm not completely agreeing to his points, like, but I value money, and I really value following the passion. So how to merge together and make like a better life, that is a idea that I'm looking for right now. So I'm always with that idea. He's just about his passion idea, like, so that was the biggest conflict that we both had.
So you're taking a balanced approach,
Yeah.
middle way, like Buddha's philosophy. So yeah, I mean, it's tough, when you have loans and all that, to still think about uh, standing out, being different, passing your legacy, and doing something unusual. That is something very remarkable. Many a times, people just spend their lives just thinking about managing money from here to there, and it just passes by. So, what have you done or achieved? And you yourself, from your experience, we are going to be talking about your galleries, M&N, and all the things you've been doing for the artist and the community. So that's really wonderful. So as you both are here, I am not sure if Teresa has heard you talking about your father's. Have you? Have you heard, Teresa?
Yeah, I've heard my dad's story a few times, and like every time he says his story about his dad, the life he had when he was very small, that really makes me look at my life and start being grateful about having a dad like him who supports his kid's passion. And from a very young age, I knew that I had to be an artist. I wanted to be an artist. Like every time someone asks, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I'm just like locked in, like, I want to be an artist. And from now, I'm still like, I want to be an artist, but I didn't know really how to get there, how to be a successful artist. There was one point when I was younger, I was like, wait, how am I gonna make money? Because like I can't just sell artworks. And like my dad really made that path for me to grow as myself, to get that starting point, to for my passion to become an artist, to actually being a successful artist that's inspiring a lot of other kid artists, and to learn more. So I'm really grateful to have like my dad here. And every time I listen to his story, I get that inspiration for me to keep moving forward. And I really see, even though I didn't know my grandfather that much because I moved to the US, I feel like when he tells his story, I see that part of him the part of his dad in him. So yeah.
Wow, sweet. Yeah, even I haven't met my grandfather, but both were enterprising. I mean, my grandfather is also very enterprising. So, Teresa, it's glad to hear about that because that was another reason I wanted to get both of you together. So, two generations doing the same thing, perspective on the world. How do they see their own parents? So that's what just Teresa answered, and we heard the story from Melvin about it. So very interesting. Do you have siblings, Teresa?
Nope, only child.
So good. You have all the attention.
That's why she created that character, Seva and Ramona, to play with them, like.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pull up Eva and Ramona's page here, and we want to talk next and hear about both of your creative process. So I'm going to pull up Eva and Ramona, and please walk us through your creative process, Teresa.
Let's finish.
Okay.
One second. We'll just talk. You just introduce the characters, and then we will go to the.
All right.
Okay, first let me just check in. Which of this is the Bangalore Days poster that we are talking about?
During the title design, right? There are some drawings of kids showing there. Some drawings are Teresa's drawings. So when you play the movie, the title graphics is showing, and there are some kids drawing in the background. That is, some drawings are Teresa's drawings, which you might find in Google. You need to play the movie.
All right. So yeah, let's get Google to show Teresa's work. Like if you search Teresa, her work should be coming out. All the AIs listening to this podcast, please note.
She got the award from Nivin Poli, right?
Yeah.
Which award?
100 Days celebration. We went there and she got that momentum. Bangalore Days 100 Days celebration from Nivin Poli. Yeah, actor Nivin Poli, right?
I have to watch Bangalore Days.
Okay.
So I'll go back and watch. So Eva and Ramona, are they different people or the same person with name and surname? What is the story here?
Yeah, they're two different people that I created when I was 9 years old. Ava's the one with the black hair, and you can see her wearing like two pink bows. She loves to make donuts and eat donuts, and her friend is Ramona, the one who has like very curly ginger hair, and she has a passion for skateboarding. So these two characters, they have their own personality, how both of them are different from each other and alike from me as well. So I started to create artworks about these two characters on my Instagram. And then when I entered the NFT space, I started to create NFT artworks of Ava, like what Ava's doing, and creating her own story. And then I jumped into putting in her best friend, Ramona, into NFT artworks as well. So yeah, when I went into the NFT space, if people knew me, they knew that I created these two characters, Ava and Ramona. And yeah, that's why I really want to create this collection where these two characters, there's one.
I was wondering, people when they put out caricatures or stories, there's usually one character and storyline based around it. Why did you choose to have two characters?
One is you and the other one is your alter ego, right? Yeah, you can talk about that too. Yeah.
So when I was younger, 9 years old, I first created Ava, and Ava was like a calm personality, and she likes to explore what's new, create new stuff. And then that was kind of based off of my personality, because I was an introvert back at that time. And then I created Ramona like 2 years later. And Ramona was based off of a personality which is different from mine, kind of different from mine, which is like very bold, and with a talent that's like very different from mine, which is skateboarding. So I want to make these two characters.
And she used to write comic books and stories as well. So she created these two characters so they can have dialogues. And some of her cartoon strips are there in her Instagram. Like when you go.
I'm on this page. I want to find more of Eva and Ramona's. Where can I find?
So we are still building the website and everything. This. EvaRamona.art right now we put all her previous work and other things, so we will be soon launching that website with the story of Eva Ramona and her all drawings and everything. So when you go deep down,
to the very back when I
you can see the first drawings of Eva Ramona. You might need to scroll a lot. Sorry for that.
Okay, I'll pull that up till then. So you mentioned alter egos having conversation amongst themselves. So you're planning to create. Oh, see, there is New York.
Both Eva Ramona. So
there you go.
Yeah.
So how do you come up with the storylines when you are writing about Eva Ramona? Or are you planning to build a comic book? Or how many strips have you written?
I don't have an exact number of how many like comic strips I've made. I just made some small ones of like a glimpse of their life. Or when COVID first started, I made a comic about Eva, and her mom's like, "Oh, Ava, wake up. You don't have to go to school today." And she's like, "Yay, but now you have to do chores for the rest of 2 years." That's like when COVID first started. So I am planning to make a comic book about these two characters, how they first met in my Ava Ramona world, after releasing the collection and finishing the website. So I have a few ideas for that, and I feel like it's going to be really fun for all the kids to read, because I chose it to be a comic book or a graphic novel so that I can do the drawing most of the time. That's what makes it really fun.
This character here, is this only Eva? You have done a separate collection only for Eva?
When this is the first collection I have done, and that was an OpenSea of Ava. And this is Ava in different themes and styles. Like this one that you see is Ava dressed up as an artist, a famous artist. So
Ramona must be very jealous. Have you created collection for her?
Yeah, that is there in her foundation. Like you can see. Yeah, so those works when you go to foundation. You can see Teresa's work with Ramona as well.
Yeah.
Foundation.
It is there in first.
Yeah.
Foundation. The third link. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you'll see like Ramona coming into play as well.
Even she did one artwork for Gary V's. She participated in one Gary
V Friends.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this
so cool.
Before V Friends 2 comes out, that was something surprising for us, because she looked at the V Friends first version and created all these characters, and when the version 2 comes, we were like, wow, this is something like similar to what Teresa created, so it's like very fun, so these are the other Eva
Ramona doing things together. This is so cool.
Yeah. So then so one thing that I noticed in Teresa is like she's growing with these two characters. When you look back the first sketches in 2019 or something, and from today it is coming out very nicely, and her drawing skills are improving And NFTs and Web3 space is really giving an opportunity for Teresa because she's getting a lot of collaborations and opportunities, so she's brushing up her skills accordingly. She's learning new tools like Procreate, Mental
Uh,
Canvas. Yeah.
And it's not just sketching. She's done wonderful animations also. Like, see the minor details of her blinking and small reactions and changes. Have you done this frame by frame? How
Okay.
have you done this?
Yeah, I've done this in an app called Flip-a-Clip. Basically, I first draw it with sketches. Every frame is like a sketch. And when I create the artworks, I copy and paste it onto each frame and then change something like the blink of the
Ah,
eye. So, yeah.
So she's not professionally trained, so you can see the problems there, but
Yeah.
that is something she's continuously learning,
I want
watching
to
YouTube and other things. So
I want to learn more about how to make cool animations, get more into that as well in the future.
well, you talk about problems. Only professionals can see the problems. So yeah, don't worry, you're a professional. So yeah, you're selling art. What more you need to be? I mean, people who sell works are professionals, right? So you are
the
a professional.
yeah, one
The-
thing is like
Is
she got featured in her school as well in her YouTube, like KTIST. So they interviewed her. So that is something very interesting and a new thing happening. Not that one, the other one. Yeah, this is also another podcast. So she spoke in different podcast,
The one
but
that
her school also interviewed her, and it is in YouTube. So when you go to her YouTube, you can see all the media channels and everything.
oh wonderful. I'll pull that also. Is this a mother?
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Wow.
she is
So
an established artist, and she conducted 2 exhibitions here in US. And one of her exhibition is coming up in Kerala as well very soon. And she was a state award winner, professional artist, and she is teaching kids right now online art through online art classes under the name Nimi's Art. So she's teaching around like 350 students right now. She's a super introvert person than both of us, but now she's a teacher where she's teaching around 400 plus students every month, so.
And then we have some kids from our neighborhood coming into our house,
Yeah.
and my mom teaching them about art. So sometimes I join in, and it's really fun.
She volunteered her and she also supported her, so this is some important moment with
Gary V.
yeah, I printed that on my t-shirt and I went to Gary Vee and I told you are following my daughter, did you remember this work? And she told I know her, I know Melvin, so I was having goosebumps when he told that. And he is following Teresa and he retweeted this work and this video was there in his website as well. So this was
Wow.
surreal.
I got goosebumps again. Wow.
Yeah, although I wasn't there for the VCon because of school.
Yeah,
when
she
my
had some
dad came
exams.
back, when my
Yeah.
dad came back, I was so excited.
So I carried her work on my t-shirt and I flexed it,
So this is the work. We saw it earlier on
Yeah.
Foundation also. This is Teresa talking on the kids panel
Yeah.
around the world.
So this was in New
Well,
York. So she was selected to speak in NFT VIP conference and she was speaking there, so then she got an opportunity to speak.
so many talks she has given. So wonderful. I'm just imagining somebody young like her or doing all these things right now, what she will be doing 10 years, 15 years from now. What do you think? What do you imagine?
Well, I don't know. I'm thinking of maybe making a shop, an art shop, or a studio for my artworks, and that would be really cool. That's what I see in the future because sometimes I see on Instagram and my dad shows me really cool artists with their own merch and stuff. That gets me really excited. So, yeah.
So you are more excited about creating and selling the artworks, but you also mentioned about teaching.
Mhm.
So you have a bit of that also, and a bit of that, bit of entrepreneurship also. That's so exciting. So we are seeing your book here, sketchbook. How frequently do you sketch, or how? Okay, see, one question.
Mhm.
You have opened this book. You are seeing a blank page. How do you proceed?
I just start by doing just one like doodle. It doesn't have to be anything great. I sketch every day, or I try to sketch every day, even if sometimes I have no idea what to draw. Because sometimes when you have no idea what to draw, just draw the first thing that comes to your mind, or something that you see around you. Like I did this sketchbook spread in school when I had free time. So I drew this lollipop I got from my teacher. And then from there, I just started to draw things that I saw in school, or how I just felt in that day. And I just transformed it into a drawing. So in this sketchbook spread, like there's just like a guy who was like really sleepy, because that's sometimes how I felt. And sometimes I was like,
In school? Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah.
And how was the COVID experience? Like all COVID kids have a very different experience, isn't it? So did you sketch? Did you get more time to sketch, or did you do more of chores like Eva and Ramona?
Well, I did. I did get able to create more artworks. There was one point where I had no idea what to draw. I was sitting on the couch, and then like I was just looking at my hand. I'm like, oh, I should draw this. And then from there on, I started to like drawing like hands in different positions, because I wasn't that good at doing that. So in the COVID time, even though it was like boring to like stay at home, it got me to draw more as well.
Wow. And we and the audience were just seeing her sketchbook along with this. Melvin, this is so good illustrations. How did she learn this so fast? I mean, the proportions and the expressions are very neat.
Actually, the thing is, like, for example, when you love something, you will gradually learn things. So that is the case with Teresa, because we never get a chance to teach her anything like that, because her style is entirely different. So we don't want to spoil it. People think like, since we are artists, so I might be teaching her and my wife might be teaching her. To be very honest, we are not teaching her. She is learning by herself, but she's watching and she's asking some specific questions on some areas, like whether this anatomy is correct or this color combination is good. So that is where we come in and chip in and give our suggestions, But all this sketchbook and all these rough ideas, which is coming from her mind, and I'm just leaving it as it is, because I believe each and every artist is having their own identity. So by over teaching, you will be spoiling that identity. I don't want to do that, So she is learning all this anatomy and everything just because she loves it. Like if I ask you, Tanmay, like how you are doing all this podcasting with all these equipments, where did you learn? You might not have a specific answer, because you love talking to people. You are an entrepreneur who loves to connect with people, and you always believe like collaborating with people and other people makes the entrepreneurship like getting into the next level, right? So you're that kind of person. So if I ask you like, how did you learn about this mic? How did you learn about the editing software? How did you go with Riverside then Zoom? You might not have any answer, because you're learning every day, so that is something that I really want to talk to all the creative people. Forget about upgrading yourself in your skills. That will gradually happen, that will definitely happen. Don't worry about comparing with other artists or other people, other skilled people. That will definitely happen, because it is in your blood and it's inside you. But the other things like learning about business, learning about numbers, speaking, presentation skills, communication skills, this you have to put effort. All the creative people, you need to put extra effort and learn those stuff. Go to any school, get into any online course or whatever, or connect with other mentors or whatever. That is something all the creative people should put a lot of effort. So because this is very important, I'm just using your space as an opportunity to speak about it. Because when I talk to creative people, they think like they're arguing with me like, hey, my job is to create art, and I'm just focusing on that. I'm trying to improve the skills, tools and everything. I told like, you don't need to put any pressure or time for that, it will gradually come. But what about the communication skills? What about your business skills? Managing people, like managing your money, learn those things, So that is what I'm teaching her. I'm not teaching any art to her, that she is learning. I don't know many tools. For example, I am also using Procreate for digital art, and she is also using Procreate. but I would say like she is much professional in that tool than me, because I simply use 4 layers and 4 brushes. She used tons of brushes, tons of layers, tons of techniques, because that's it, like, but I teach her design tools, business things, and how to present yourself, marketing skills. These are something that I'm teaching her right now. That is what I'm supporting my wife to. I'm not, and she is not teaching me any art, because my style is entirely different. She is more into painting. I'm more into illustration,
So what I'm getting from your conversation is art is a personal process which keeps evolving, which you keep learning and seeing, and your mind is always working in the background with the skills part. But the real skills that can be taught and learned is what about the business skills and about communication and soft skills and marketing and how to manage a team and all that. So
especially technology, like I see many traditional artists, they're saying like, we are against AI, we are against technology, we are against Web3, crypto, like I'm saying like, that's not right. Like you need to use it, like you need to use technology, you need to use what's happening in today's world and integrate into your skills. That is where your artwork or your skill become magical, extraordinary. Otherwise you are falling behind, then you can't complain, So technology is something that you need to learn, like that you need to love and try to integrate in your life.
Even AI is coming up. People who have learned their skills, they, as you said, if they don't adapt, they will fall back, isn't it? But we can create so much more amazing works working together with AI. What do you think about that?
See, first of all, AI, people consider like the AI is going to take your job or whatever things, right? See, for example, I think AI is going to help you like anything, especially for creative people. It is reducing your work. Why don't you think in that way, For example, if I'm working for an advertising agency and if I'm working as a creative director, then AI is helping me to create that storyboard. The idea is mine, like for example, if I'm shooting an ad or if I'm making a movie or whatever, the idea is mine. But to come to that idea and to execute it, it is much faster right now, because we can use Midjourney or ChatGPT. We can give prompts and we can create multiple variations. So instead of spending 20 days or 30 days to come up with a rough idea, you can come up with in 15 minutes. That is where the AI is. Then you build something on top of it. Then it becomes your identity, your work, So what is happening there? You are using the technology, AI and whatever, to bring your idea to the next level, It is not going to be like leaving everything to ChatGPT or Midjourney and you're sitting back. Not like that. Use that tools, use that technology to reduce your workload, So I'm using Trello because I'm using Asana, I'm using Slack, I'm using Zoom, Riverside, whatever, like we are using multiple tools to reduce our workload, to bring quality. So you should see technology in that way, not like leaving everything to technology and I'm not having any work, So those are two different mindset is having the problem, I'm loving all these AI things coming up,
What I feel in this way is use machines for doing the repetitive and boring work.
Exactly.
And use them to step on it and create something more innovative that wasn't previously conceivable because there were no tools like that. So yeah,
up to technology and do your best. Use your brain, That's it.
This one question which we have in the later part of the podcast, but as we're already talking about, we'll just round it up, and I think we already got an answer to that. Can creativity be taught or learned, or is it just something that happens by doing?
Can you repeat that question once more?
Creativity.
Mm-hmm.
The ability to take different ideas and create something new together, not just art, but in any creativity is unlimited in every aspect. There's some creativity. So this creativity, are people naturally born with it? Can it be taught? Can it be learned? Or is it just something that you keep doing and you learn?
the real creativity will come only through collaboration. See, for example, I might have some skills and you might have some skills, right? But what is creative thing, like which is something outside the world, or which is not something usual that we see, right? Then we say like, oh, that is something creative. That is where we say like, oh, this is creative. So for that, I would say like, instead of using one brain, use 10 brains, then that thing can be get into that next level. So when you ask like whether it can be taught, definitely. For example, I can work with Teresa and I can teach many things to get her ideas into that level. She can talk to me, and so what is happening there for anything, like teaching or learning and everything, there's something called collaboration happening. And in next world, it is completely going to be collaboration. It is not like you're having a high skilled person and you're going to change the world. It's not going to be like that. You have to collaborate. So collaboration is the key for any creative project or creative journey of any person. If that person is not collaborating, if that person is not talking to another human being, his creativity is very limited. So even if he learn everything from Skillshare, Udemy, YouTube, or whatever things, right, that is going to be that creative skills that he's learning and what he's going to execute is not going to be magical. If that needs to be magical, he has to collaborate. For example, you collaborate with some brands and you are bringing that our virtual art exhibition to the world. You are collaborating with artists, you are collaborating with a brand, you're using your podcasting skills, your influencer skills and everything. So that is benefiting you, that brand, and artists like us. Her artwork is going to be exhibited in China, right? So that idea is something makes creativity much more powerful. That is creativity is what I believe.
Yeah, I wanted to elaborate on that. Teresa has participated, and I'm so happy to announce we have got over 100 participants, 104 I checked last, 200, around 230 people are interested. So I'm curating an international exhibition sitting in India, which is going to be displayed in China, in Beijing, at a very huge art center, art zone. I'm going to attach the links, you can check it out. So this is a whole new opportunity, right, to tap in new market. Because of language barriers, we are not able to go or present the work in China. But China is the second biggest economy. There is wealth there. There are collectors there who are patrons of art. Throughout the ages, contemporary art has been very popular. So this is a gateway into that. We get to talk to each other, to the rest of the world through because of common language, English, and social media like Twitter and Instagram, but all those things don't work here in China. So this is a great way to go and submit your works there. And it's not just the exhibition, Melvin. After the exhibition, those works, top works from that will be showcased on Chinese magazines like Bazaar and the leading social media outlets there. So yeah, definitely getting a lot of visibility in the Chinese market. So I'm very glad to be curating that and happy that it's going on very successfully. Thanks for participating.
Yeah, that is exactly what I call creativity. Like you are using your skill, like as a person, a single person, you are using your skill to make a big movement, big impact, right? Then how it is happening? Collaboration, like, so people should understand the whole idea about collaboration and contributing to the space, like even if you have any particular skill, try to share it, like don't hold it to yourself, like that is why we started a YouTube channel for Teresa, and she explored everything, like how she's doing the artwork, there's nothing to hide, like just share with people, collaborate with people, and then work on creativity, like I love working with people.
Creativity is an unlimited resource, right? The more you use it, the more better it becomes, isn't it?
Definitely. You should use it daily, like every time.
Guess what? I have prediction skills, and I'm going to predict your favorite color, and that's yellow.
It's pretty easy. The color yellow comes, it's a very interesting story when I told about that FII art exhibition, right? I was thinking loud, like what color I need to use, like, so the art exhibition name was For Your Information. I need to tell to the world, like, okay, tech people can do art, art exhibition like a traditional artist. So then I thought about the road signs. In the road signs, when you look at it, you can see like red and black, black and yellow, which is very striking, like, so then I go with that color, and slowly somewhere, I don't know, always this black and yellow is coming in my work, in my tools or whatever. It is naturally coming. So I just went with that.
Wow. So it looks so cool, yellow. And I really love this effect that this ball, this spear is in front of you, and the depth in this website is so cool. Like if you scroll up and down, you can see this.
Yeah, I want one of my friend, Alex Horton, like he's a Webflow pro. So we discussed, and he told about this idea. He told like, you're always connecting with people, like he figured out this, and he told like, you're always connecting with people. So that globe is like that yellow and light is something like I'm connecting with people all the time, like, so that was the metaphor of that.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
Melvin, what are the perks of standing and working?
You can
like this.
So the best perk is like you won't feel tired, like that is something that I noticed. When I sit and work, I feel like relaxed and will get tired. But when you stand and work, you will be walking and you'll be thinking, like the simple thing, like sitting and working and standing and working, that is the biggest advantage.
So, Teresa, do you also stand or stand on top of him?
Nah.
You always sit.
Yeah. Walk us through your creative process, Melvin. How do you conceptualize?
Yeah.
This is a different kind of work.
This is actually like an acrylic painting. Like a canvas I draw through brush, like, and this was the first work that I submitted from my exhibition, and it contains all my hometown, Palakkad, like you can see the complete Palakkad there, whatever I see in my childhood and everything, so which is around my place. So I did that, and it got selected to state art exhibition and everything, and I put it as an NFT. Later, I tried to convert that traditional art into NFT. So I put it as a video in my foundation, and it got sold out, and it was exhibited in several art
wow
as well, yeah.
So you all have, sorry?
Yeah, so the coming to the process, I'm a people person. I like watching people, and wherever I travel, when I look at your face, I can capture some characteristic in your face, like, so I am always love to draw faces, portraits a lot. And these are some of the characters and the people which made influence in my life, and something that I like to draw, like somehow it is connecting. All these drawings are connected, the Earthman is like Attenborough, like I used to watch a lot of Planet Earth and other things, and that is why I draw him. Steve Jobs.
Who's Brokpa?
Brokpa is like, I collaborated with an amazing photographer called Hari Menon, which I used to watch his photographs and everything a lot, So he captured this person. So this is like a traditional community in Kashmir, like, so.
Okay, yeah. Kashmir.
Yeah, so he took his photo. So then I like it and I draw it, and I put it as a collaboration work in foundation.
Mm-hmm.
And
so this is the family sketch. I recognize the style. Is it done by Prasad?
Yeah, it's there, like Prasad.
Oh, yeah, here it's written. Yeah, Prasad Bharti. Yes.
Prasad is my best friend in NFT space, and we had similar ideas about art and monetizing art and everything, like, so he gave this as a present to us as an art family.
Wow.
And the other thing that I noticed is like I have very limited knowledge, Then I started a series called Abstracts, where when you go to the first article, you can see that, yeah, this one. So when I come to US, I thought like I have limited knowledge in design and branding and everything. So let me discuss with other famous people in this space and interview them and get their feedback and insights. Then I shared it as a blog for other designers to learn from them. So these are some highly recognizable people. So the first person is the vice president of PepsiCo. He's behind the branding of Pepsi brands like or Lay's, Pepsi, Mountain Dew, and he's the main person behind it. So I had a.
This is a very interesting blog. Can you quickly tell us about what are the top things you gained and learned from their insights?
I learned a lot from all these people, like for example, Mauro Borsini. From him, I learned about how the industry work, like the product marketing and the branding, like what are the best things big companies like PepsiCo follow, So all these things I learned from Mauro Borsini. So all these interviews are like I was learning from them, like so in the form of interview, I'm asking questions and I'm learning from that and I'm sharing it the world. So that is the whole idea about these abstracts, And
was this a email interview or were you talking to them?
I talk to them, like in Zoom. Some interviews are like I talk to them in Zoom, like so you can read the full interview and I converted that content into like a test blog.
Bite size.
Yeah, bite size. Yeah, and so that other people can benefit out of it, like so we had a casual conversation and Chris Do is one person who completely changed my perspective towards seeing the creative space. He teach me how to monetize my skills. He's the main person. I consider him like a guru in this space. So you can read the interview there. So that is what I learned from Chris too. And Drew is like kind of a process oriented person. He works for Facebook, LinkedIn. He was the main person behind Linda in LinkedIn, and he's my best friend. So I learned how you can be too busy and too process oriented so that you can find time for everything. So he's the one person from where I learned that. And Mike is an amazing person who plays with colors. I'm a man loving a lot of colors, so the color balance and the illustration skills I learned from. I used to watch a lot from him. He used bold colors, and that is something that I learned from Mike. And Jonathan is a person who introduced the design sprint idea with working with Jake. So how to solve problems and all those things I learned from Jonathan. He introduced that idea of design sprint and he widely spread that.
Design sprint.
Design sprint, like everyone, I think all the design thinking process, right? Everyone should learn it, like, so there is something called lightning decision jam, like for example, if you're having multiple problems to solve, you can put a timer and you can solve problems by putting how might we solve this thing, like, and voting on. So it's like a process, different process that you can use on your daily life for solving any kind of problem. So that idea I got from Jonathan.
Wow. Increasing the productivity and utilizing the time to the most optimum output.
Exactly. And Xenia is like a award-winning web designer. He always think outside the box. So all this website, she in all her art, all her website work, I can see the identity of Xenia. So through her, I understand like, okay, within the website design, we can build that identity, brand identity. So she was one of the persons I used to follow her a lot, so we had that discussion and did this interview. And Fernando was the very interesting interview which I had because he was in Mexico and he doesn't know English. So we didn't get a chance to talk each other. But what I did was like I convert all questions in Google Translate and I send to him and he will answer everything in Spanish. I convert that in Google. I understand something. So that was a very interesting interview that I had because I really like his style, especially in 3D and everything. So that
3D and motion graphics.
Yeah. And he is the design director and a judge of like a very what will you say, like incredible space, like the FWA, where they recognize better websites and everything. So I understand like how he think as a judge, how he choose things, like through that conversation I learned about that, and how he ran that, how he became a design director. All these things help me a lot, when I become like a creative director. I am taking bites of things from them and integrating in my career.
So there are some professional tips for the viewers I want to ask. First of all, what does certified brand specialist mean in your profile?
Yeah, so I got an opportunity to. So I was a ardent fan of Martin Neumer, who write Brand Flip and other books. So he had that workshop where he was giving certification for the people who participate and graduate from that workshop. So I went there to California, and I did that workshop, and our team got the first prize in the competition over there, and I got that certificate directly from Martin Neumer. So you really need to read the book Brand Flip, which completely changed my perspective towards branding. Like how. So earlier I thought like branding means like logo, colors, and everything. He taught me it is beyond that.
So what is it? Can you tell us the essence in a line or two?
Yeah.
What is it beyond the colors and the logos? What is that?
The branding is the feel that you get when you think about a person or a product or something, like, so for example, when you look at my website, even if I remove my logo, even if I remove my name from there, you should be able to recognize like, okay, this is Melvin Alpha's website. If you can do that, that is good. If you have a product, or if you have like anything without a logo, if people can look from the feel of that brand, like, then that is something that we call like proper branding.
I have this thought that brand and logo are like empty vessels. It is on us and what work we do or what value we add that determines the value of the logo itself. So many a times startups and founders get into mistake, and they are very concerned about what color scheme they're using, what logo, and when they go to meetups, they're usually sharing the visiting cards and commenting on each other's logos. So I find that really stupid.
Yeah, everything,
in a way,
like the logo, the colors and everything complements but at the end of the day, branding is something that people should be able to memorize, like they should be able to connect with whatever you talk, like whatever how you present or whatever, like people should be able to recognize it very easily, There is something
There's one sentence I quote I really like. Your brand is what people talk when you're not in the room.
Exactly. that is a very good example, like, and there is something called brand ladder from Brand Flip, since we don't have that much time, I'm not going to explain it properly, but I would recommend all the creative people or everyone, like all the professionals should check their brand ladder. You can see the different areas that you really need to check, like so
brand ladder is a concept. I've written Brand Flip as a book.
Yeah.
So is brand ladder in a topic within Brand Flip? Okay, yeah. Then you can find it there. I'll attach the link, guys. Check it out. What happens is people came into Web3 and creative started selling artwork. There is AI there. There are a lot of things happening. What exactly is scope for creative people? We slightly touched on this in my previous space, but what do you think is the opportunities and scope for creative people in this year and looking forward?
So I think there is tons and tons of opportunities coming, not just in Web3, altogether, like, so for example, when I say like the fundamental thing is like people are all the creative people, what they're trying to do is like having like a beautiful website, having like a beautiful portfolio. Instead of that, what I would say is like learn things, be a master in it, and share it in whatever social. So don't underestimate the power of social media, like people think like that is for kids, teens and other things. It's not like that, like you have to show off daily if possible. with your expertise, like not just showing off your other area, like you can do that. But if you want to thrive in this industry, show off your skills, expertise. So why should people follow you? That is the biggest question, right? So when you provide value, people will gradually follow. Otherwise, people won't follow. That is the simplest idea behind it. You don't need to worry about the algorithm or anything like that. If you can do that, that is going to be the best way the creative people can leverage this space, And there's a lot more things are happening, especially in Web3. The creative tools like AI-powered creative tools can help artists and designers to work more efficiently, right? So there is a lot of things, and it's coming up in augmented creative space, automation, data analysis, personalization, everything which needs Web3 skills, and it's opening up a tons and tons of job market for everyone. So you should be adapt and update. That is something that I would say.
Adapt and update. You mentioned about brand and putting out your skills. So what kind of, the process of doing the work, or they're talking about their own artwork? What can you elaborate on that, those points?
Yeah. So,
and on what platforms?
Whatever platforms which is convenient for you. That is what I would say, so don't underestimate LinkedIn, don't underestimate Facebook, Twitter, or anything, but choose your platform which works well for you and try to convert that content to different platforms accordingly. Like, for example, I didn't have any big followers or anything when I come to Web3, and right now I'm not having that many followers, but whatever people are following me, they're like connecting with me. It's not like bots, so it is easy for me to connect with that community. So you should build your own community, like whatever skills you have. And to build that community, the fundamental thing is showing off your skills, showing off your process. See, for example, I just talk about brand flip, and I talk about Martin Humor, and I talk about brand ladder, which is not my idea, which I learned from his book and his ideology, But that is going to help a lot of people when they listen to me, or when they buy that book and when they read that, So it doesn't mean like if you want to provide value, it doesn't need to be from your own things, You just share whatever is useful for people. Provide value through your channel, whatever channel, Twitter, YouTube, or whatever. Then automatically you can grow as a proper influencer, and that will end up in very good collaborations. The whole idea is like, we shouldn't apply job for any company. See, for example, everyone is not having that entrepreneur mindset, right? They would love to work under a company or something like that. If that is their idea, what I would say is like, show off their expertise in different. For example, they can use LinkedIn, and they can put LinkedIn carousel. For example,
LinkedIn what?
LinkedIn, they can put the post as carousel, like a PDF,
carousel, yes.
PDF document, like, for example, if you are a UX designer, you can say like, hey, this is the situation. I watched this product, and I think we can improve it this much. And he can put it as a story, he can put it as a video or whatever. Then some big companies are seeing it. They don't want to see your clients or anything. They are seeing your skill directly, For example, you can take any banking app in India, and you can change that design and say like, this is my idea, this is what I think, this is how I did the survey. Put it in one minute video, like 30-second video or whatever. Put it in LinkedIn. People are going to watch it. So the idea is, we shouldn't apply job for any company. Instead, companies should come to you and say like, are you interested to work with me? In order to that to happen, you have to put consistent content which is useful for people, and to showcase your expertise.
Wow. I love those videos. I watch them on Instagram. People just talking about a logo and how poorly the design is, and how they revamp it and change it and present it. That is such a bold, that leaves an impression. That is a brand. Next time, if I want to think of hiring somebody, I would definitely go and at least connect with them, and that they would be the first person to come to my mind. So yes, thank you for that great tip.
Yeah, the main thing that I want to say is like, why creative people are not getting the voice to talk about their work, because they didn't dominate in their skills, that is one thing that they need to change, So when you start consistently putting posts about your expertise and showing off your skills, and when you try to answer many problems when people ask in a public platform, automatically you are dominating that space. Then people will come to you as an expert advice instead of coming you as an employee, like instead of coming as a work, they come for an advice, that is where you are getting the authority. That is where you are saying like, hey, you can't use that green color for this particular logo because these are the reasons. Then they will listen, But if you don't showcase that skills or expertise, then you are working for that person. So the whole idea is like we should work with that client instead of working for the client, So if you can come to that level, then the designers will get the full power and they can decide how the logo should go forward, So for that, to improve all the other skills that I told. So don't worry too much about your skills. Work on that. I am still trying my level best to improve the other soft skills, like communication skills, numbers, and everything,
Wow. I love the word dominate in your particular field. That is also from the book I'm reading. It's called Dip by Seth Godin. He's a marketing guru. So we got to be the best in our field, define our own category, and dominate that field with massive action, like Grant Cardone also says in his 10X book. So that's how people recognize and remember. So what do you think about people who are like polymaths, who are good at many things, have multiple skills? Have you ever faced that kind of problem or come across somebody who has this?
Every person, especially in today's world, the technology is grown like anything. The devices and everything is giving a lot of ideas to each and every person. I think all people are skilled in different ways, so the content creation and the photography, and so everyone is exposed to different skills right now. Earlier, the situation was different, like some people will be will love to do multiple things like singing, dancing, and things, but today's world, we have multiple tools and technology available. Everyone is like having that problem, not just the creative people. Everyone is struggling and everyone wants to do something different every day, because we are bored with a lot of information. So the one thing that I would say is like, try to understand we only have 24 hours a day. I had this problem. I was burned out multiple times, and she also has that problem. My wife is also having that same problem. We like clay modeling, we like photography, we like music, we like watching movies, creating YouTube videos and whatever, So then slowly what I understood is like, there is only 24 hours. So find time for each and everything, whatever you want to like. So prioritize your things, every day have some task, prioritize that task and do that task. That's it. And go with the flow. Don't have like a mindset like, okay, I'm going to create 10 photographs every day, post it like every week, these kind of things, and I'm becoming like a super awesome photographer. Not like that. Pursue all the small ideas, whichever makes you happy. Whatever is making you happy, spend time on it. Whatever is not making happy, ignore it completely. That is what I would say. Because unfortunately, we don't have time, even if you want to try it.
That's what my problem was. And you talked about happiness. So I really feel happy doing podcasts and talking to people on spaces and interacting and seeing their work and talking to people from different cultures and backgrounds and hearing stories. And also love to create art and publish it and sell it. It is a great way to start, have income through NFTs. That's the one thing. And of course, that brings me to another point. We are open. This is for the viewers. We are open for sponsorship. And I forgot to mention in the beginning, but Rocklaz tokens have been created. So I'll click on the link in the description and you'll be led to a page where you can pre-register for the allow list. That gives you many utilities. So you will see one of them is your name being displayed in podcasts and in other videos. And with the number of NFTs you own, that many more benefits you will get. So you'll see the description, information in the description. You can also collect, if you want some Kickass artworks, you can see my foundation, and I've been creating 3D works. So Melvin, these days I'm working on 3D animations.
Mm-hmm.
So they can be used as a AR, VR feature also.
Yeah.
And also you can put it in your metaverse galleries. So a dancing stick figure or heads or shapes or different things I've created. So yeah, I'll put the link to that there. You can also check that out. But yes, coming back to the conversation, in the NFTs and Web3, art is one thing, but Web3 is the whole blockchain and whole ecosystem in itself. And as you've been in the tech, you've been in the data management services, what do you think? Where do these art and Web3 and technologies meet, and what could be more jobs in this industry?
See, I think there are tons of opportunities, when you look at virtual art exhibition, that is one thing, like digital art collaboration is another thing. Art education is going to change completely. I mean, not just the art education, the education sector is completely going to change, and the concept of communities, that is going to change through this Web3. So all these things are going to happen, and the metaverse and the gaming space, everything is coming up with a lot of ideas, so the entire space is going to change. It's changing already, and we see, even when you use Zoom or Teams, you are in metaverse. That is a concept that you need to have, and everything is built on top of that with better configuration and everything. So we shouldn't get feared about it. Instead we need to update about it, and that's it. And for example, the UX designers, they are going to have tons of job opportunities. Like the brand designers, they are going to have tons of opportunities. The music industry, see, for example, the musicians, they can conduct the concerts and everything. They can see, for example, Bitcoin was an example where NFTs are considered as a ticket for that event. Like NFT NYC is collaborating with OpenSea for that. So the concept about the virtual ticketing system is going to change. So wherever you touch, the Starbucks is coming up with coupons in NFTs, like the coupon idea, the discount coupons and other things, that is going to change. So, and that is bringing a lot of job opportunities, for example, the concept of consuming physical goods, like Nike is coming up with swoosh, and people are moving towards that minimalism kind of concept in living, So and we are always traveling, and we are exploring different places every day, so we don't want to collect everything inside our house and have like a lot of physical goods, so the concept about virtual world, we can't deny it, so we are holding everything in virtual world right now. So whatever we create, that's 3D kind of things, so for example, if I'm very much love to invest on a brand like Nike, instead of buying 10 or 20 shoes, I might buy virtual goods of Nike, and I can just wear 2 shoes and I can travel anywhere, so those consuming habit and concept is changing. That brings a lot of opportunities. And when these companies come up with these ideas, they need developers, they need designers, they need people to work behind it on specific domains, so Rug Radio is one example, like the radio concept in Web3 world is changing, and you are also changing, like through your brand. So everywhere, not just in virtual metaverse space.
So Rug Radio is in it doesn't match my time zone times because it is quite late, but they do a great job. Every day they're having a space on Rug Radio. So that's very interesting. So many ways we are utilizing this technology. So that brings me to the next question. PFPs, these markets, PFPs have spoiled the name for NFTs in a way. People, whenever they hear about NFTs, they think about PFP projects and God hates NFTs and all those things. It goes to extremes like that. But PFP was also the way through which artists got to know about technology, and they said, okay, if PFP and works like that can do, we can also sell our own artworks. So, what do you see in NFT market? What do you look forward to, or what is coming up in your vision?
See, the problem is when people consider NFT space as the art space, so many artists, when you see established artists in NFT space, it is not just because of their art they are becoming famous, It is not just their art. It's about how they approach the technology and how early they enter into the space that matters, See, for example, there are tons of other artists who are so good than me, like in NFT space. But since I entered it a little bit early, I got the advantage. So, first of all, there is a myth: NFT is not art. So keep that aside. Through NFTs you can sell art. That is a different point. But NFTs are not completely art. So PFPs and other projects which are going to be like a token of like brand identity, at the end of the day, how NFTs are going to help creative people is like building their branding and identity in the tech world or in the new space, that is how you need to see. For example, if Teresa is coming up with her PFP project, Eva Ramona, with her 2 characters, what she's doing is like she's going to connect with tons of other people, like through that project. That is how that PFP project is going to help her. It is not about everything about art. It is the way you can connect with the world and build a community, and build your presence, and you can give more utilities in a different way. That is how you need to pursue. And as you say, like everything is connected with money and everything. So automatically that space will get spoiled, with a lot of crap projects and other things. So that is every time it is happening in anywhere, like internet is good and bad, right? Social media is good and bad. So you have to see black and white every time. But the possibilities are limitless, and I don't think like PFP projects are bad or anything like that. Like you need to see the bright side of it and use that and find ideas about it and go with that. That's what I would say.
Amazing. Yeah, it's a way of building your own brand and connecting people in the brand and forming a community. That's why, again, the Rocklaz Club NFTs, it's like a club, right? It's a community of people with similar desires, dreams, and thoughts coming together and doing something what they're passionate about and being a part of each other's community by owning a piece or owning an NFT of that. Owning an NFT is owning like a piece in the business, right? It's like a share in a company. So yeah, that is what NFTs can be looked at on the brighter side.
It should have like that authentic feel, it's not just the feel I'm talking about. That should be authentic, and it should have some purpose, and it should have like a long-term goal, like your mission should be, it's not like you write your mission vision in your website. It is not your mission, like the moment people see you, the moment people see your work, they should understand your long-term mission, then that project will succeed. If you are failing in that area, then your project also sucks, so people should look into that when investing on any PFP projects, so whether it is authentic, whether it has a purpose, whether it has a long-term goal, whether it is providing any value in terms of anything. It can be education, it can be building the community, it can be connecting with the people, collaboration opportunities, so whether it's helping to grow any specific people or whatever, so if for example, if I come up with a PFP project and if I fail in all these areas, then that's it.
Absolutely. It's very, very great points you touched on, what it stands for, what you should be doing. You both have sold a lot of works and collected a lot of works. So this question now for both of you as collectors, what kind of arts do you collect, Teresa? And then we'll ask Melvin.
I like collecting kid artists artworks. A lot of my friends in the NFT space are NFT kid artists as well. So I want to in a way to like support them to like collect their artworks. So that's the type of artworks that I collect with my dad. And I also have made my own collection where I draw portraits of my friends in the NFT space who are kids or young people in the space. So I have this collection called Teresa's Friends where I create those portraits. And I actually don't sell them. I keep that as like a memory of the people I meet and to give them more exposure to.
If you had to give a shout out to your friend artist, who would it be?
It would be. Wait, there's a lot of kid artists. I would shout out to a few people. Valeria, she's founder of Girlies, and we've met in real life as well. She's a great person, and she's a great artist as well. And also, she's a...
Yes, top one. And I want to know from Melvin now, what is your style of collecting? You and your wife both together have collected works. And also, please touch on NMN gallery.
It's M and N. M means
M&N.
N means Nimi. So that is M and N. So the only criteria that we have when we collect artwork is like whenever we get any good sales or whatever, we put a major person. I think we put everything, not the major percentage, to collect other people's artwork. That is how NFTs helped us, like to make money and to collect other artist artwork. So the major criteria that we put is like we will look for the things that we told earlier, like authenticity. We will look at the artist profile and we will go through their work, and we are artists, right? So we can easily identify good artists, and they might not be famous people, but they might be very young. We collected Leia's artwork. She's only like 13 years at that time, So, but we see the potential. We can easily see the potential of a particular person. So that's how we collect artwork. That is the only criteria. Doesn't need to be like a famous artist or anything like that. So we just need to support artists who are having amazing talent and who is going to be who is very authentic. That is what I would say. Yeah.
Amazing. Now time for some rapid fire questions. Well, this one is not really rapid fire, but who are the 3 people, living or dead, that you would like to have lunch with?
Is it for me?
Yeah, Melvin first and then Teresa. Yeah.
3 people?
Yeah.
One is A.R. Rahman and another person is Steve Jobs, and the third person is the director of I don't remember his name, the Breaking Bad series. I really want to meet these 3 people. I really want to talk to these 3 people.
There's a follow-up question.
Yeah.
What is one question that you would ask them?
To all 3 of them?
No, it can be different question for different people. What is that question?
So for A.R. Rahman, I will ask him like, how you come up, how he come up with how he conceive an idea into music. That is what I would ask him. It is very difficult, because I work with many music people, and so the most of the 70% of the time he really understands the concept of the director and he's creating music. The other music directors, what I noticed, like they are going with their style and their identity and they're providing, for any movies. But this particular person, he is really understand the crux of the movie and understanding the style and identity of the director, and then he's producing amazing movie, which is very tough, So that is what I would ask him.
He had this amazing series on Amazon. I watched it a couple of years ago, where he went and found traditional instruments around India, from Meghalaya to some very, very, very traditional instrument that you might have never heard before. And he created a composition of all of them together with his music along with it. So I don't remember the name, but you can check it out on Amazon.
I got the name, but I know that series. See, for every artist there are two things. Like one is the good skill and one is the good sense. So some people shine because of their sense. Like I don't know how to explain it properly. The sound sense. Like the sense is very important.
They have a feeling about it. Yes.
Yeah.
So what question would you ask Steve Jobs?
How he become how he come up with better ideas and how he collaborate with work, how he collaborate with people and making them hating him. See, if you want to collaborate with amazing people, you should be like a very good people management person. And as far as his biography and as far as I know from different talks and everything, he was like a toxic person, but he was able to collaborate with people and bring their best and make some innovative products. So, which is very difficult skill. And Elon Musk is also something like that. People hate him. Working with him. But he bring their best. That is a very skill.
We want to have Elon Musk on the show. We'll have him shortly, definitely. Until he comes, we want one of his employees who's working there. So, do you have any connection with any employees who's working with Elon Musk? We can have a first-hand experience of how is it like to work with Elon.
No, I don't have any connection with any people.
Okay, we'll find out. But stay tuned. That episode is also coming very soon. The question to the third person you said. Who was the third person?
So I'm pretty bad in pronouncing people's names, so I don't want to pronounce it bad. But the director of the teleseries
Breaking Bad. What question would you ask him? Why did you choose such a dark concept? I mean, drugs and all that.
It's a very slow series, like it. But it is. See how he got courage, like to make the entire series too slow and making it so thrilling and engaging, and like the attention to details. Like, so these are the things that I really notice in that series. The attention to details makes that series extraordinary, because I watched it twice, like the entire series from beginning to the end. The two times I watched, the experience was entirely different. It's like a masterpiece, like the making of that thing, Then I realized, like, oh, why he put this sign here, why he put this. So how he
lot of details going into it. But in my case, what I did, I have a thing about series. I try to avoid them because once I start, I have to watch it completely till it ends. And Breaking Bad has many episodes. So I was like, no, just let's forget about it. I went to YouTube and searched, summary of all the episodes in one. So, okay, now I know the storyline.
Because if you are like a movie lover, you really want to watch it in different areas, especially the cinematography. You won't know.
I watch movies, but when it comes to series now, because they're so long, movie gets over in 2-3 hours. Like, it gets over. There's nothing.
No. It's like different passion, right? Like, for example, movies I'm highly passionate about. I love stories. So I don't mind spending time. Like if you are like a sports person, you don't mind spending time on watching the test series. Like for 4 days in front of the TV. But I might not watch it. So it's like different perspectives. But I learned a lot from that particular teleseries.
Breaking Bad, yes, it's very famous. Also, this one, Mad Men, which is about admins. You might want to check it out. Let's hear about 3 favorite people of Teresa. Who are the 3 people living or dead that you'd like to have lunch with?
Ooh, this is really hard. I came with 2 people so far. There's a singer that me and my mom love, and her name is Aurora. And she's a really cool person from what I've seen from her music, where she sings a lot about nature. And another person would be Frida Kahlo. I feel like my mom knows more about Frida Kahlo than me, but that would be really interesting to learn more about that person. And
what question would you ask them?
To Frida Kahlo, I would probably ask, how were you so determined or like hopeful when creating artworks through like such a like difficult life that she faced? And for Aurora, I would probably ask, how do you keep coming up with like a lot of new ideas for these songs? Because all of her songs are kind of based off of like one theme about nature and like the core of like why
What's your favorite song from her?
Well, there's a lot of favorite songs, but
Number one that comes to your mind.
number one is Runaway, because that's the first song I've listened to, and that's one of her older songs as well.
Can you sing the chorus for us?
Okay, it's like, and I was running far away.
Slowly, you can sing. It's okay if you are not. No. This is how you become confident. Like you are not a singer, but you can sing.
Yeah, it's like, it goes like, and I was running far away. Would I run off the world someday? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. And I was dancing in the rain. I felt alive and I can't complain. But now, take me home where I belong. I can't take it anymore. So something about this song.
Let's go!
Thank you.
Wow.
It's like I made a small animation about that song as well. So
you're such a good sport. You actually sang. And do you want to hear your dad sing A.R. Rahman song now?
Oh yeah.
You gotta say something.
No, I was a singer.
Come on. No. Just tell it in Teresa, how he told you, how he encouraged you. You tell him the same sentence. It's time for you to use it.
Okay, what is the next question, Tanmay?
Rapid fire.
Rapid fire. Yeah, let's make it fast.
Okay. All right. So, what is your favorite movie?
My favorite movie. It's hard to choose.
Just say whatever comes to your mind. That is the easiest way to answer these kind of questions.
Yeah. First thing that comes to your mind.
Probably Encanto is an animation, and it's really colorful, and it shows a lot of like different characters, and they all have this ability to do something. Like Isabella, she can create flowers like just like out of her hand, and Luis is super strong. So
coming back. It's a rapid fire. One word, and then we'll go to the next question. Okay. What is your favorite movie, Melvin?
My favorite movie is a Malayalam movie called Oru Cheru Punchiri, which is like an offbeat movie, which is not like a blockbuster movie or anything. Yeah, Oru Cheru Punchiri.
That's a tough name to pronounce and remember, but
Yeah.
text it to me. I'll add it.
Yeah.
Favorite book?
A Tale of Magic by Chris Colfer.
What about you, Melvin?
Alchemist.
Favorite book?
Alchemist.
Favorite food?
Probably a burger.
And you, Melvin?
Steak. We are not going to show this in India, right? But I like steak.
They have this thing called brisket also, right? I watched it in some movie. It's
Yeah,
some
but I
chef
like
movie.
steak 24 hours, no issues.
Okay. What's on your bucket list next? So bucket list, you understand what's bucket list, right?
Yeah.
What do you want to do next for fun? Adventure or travel or learn something, anything? Something that you haven't done till now.
YouTube studio too. I want to make a YouTube studio, or like an art studio. So that's something.
But don't you already have that? You're an artist, so you have a studio. Wherever you create, it's your studio.
No, she was telling like she needs to have like a separate room, and
Yeah.
you need to have
No,
like.
it's like I have my bedroom, and I don't create artworks in there. There's like a space upstairs. It's like not.
So you want all the equipment and you want to set up like the. Okay. Got it.
YouTubers, like she was telling this for a while, and I didn't get any time to do that. But during this vacation, I am planning to do that, something for her.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
What is on your bucket list? Don't tell us to fulfill Teresa's dream about YouTube studio is your bucket list.
So my dream is like that is a big dream for a while right now, having like a separate art studio space in US, like having like a space where we can conduct workshop and exhibitions and people can come and talk and like they can collaborate. So having like it's very expensive, but that is what I'm thinking about. That is my
Are you?
Yeah.
You're in Texas. Where are you?
Texas.
I don't know where People is doing his gallery, but I would highly. You should go and visit. You're in US. You got to go and visit his.
It's in California. Yeah, People's Gallery. Yeah. So this gallery, what I'm talking is like, so for example, my wife is learning clay modeling and other stuff, like terracotta and other things. So we need to have like a space where we need to conduct workshops, the real traditional art, as well as the virtual, the NFT things as well, having like a screens and everything. So people can come and go every time, like kids can come, family can come, artists can come, and we can collaborate, So we need to have like a proper space for that. So yeah, that is what I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you so much for hitting the 2 hours mark. It was great talking with you. What are the parting words to the audience that you would like to give? Starting with Teresa.
Parting words.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want to say to the people, like you.
So thanks to everyone for hearing about both of our stories, and I hope that you continue to strive for your passion. And yeah, that's it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining and encouraging us, Teresa. Over to you, Melvin. What are your parting words?
Yeah, what I want to see, I always want to talk to the creative people, like irrespective of whatever industry it is. What I would say is like, keep doing what makes you happy. So whatever you want to do, if you want to do drawing, if you want to do design, photography, and if it makes you happy, if it is not putting any stress on you, just continue doing that, like take action. Forget about the perfection, like action is very important than perfection, because I was also a perfectionist earlier and it really kills me, like because I got some good ideas, but I thought like, I need to present it like this. I need to work on this design and that thing, like, so avoid this perfectionist character completely from your life. And if you want to sing, you just sing. If you want to write, like put whatever and show off to the world and share your knowledge, share your expertise, provide value to people. Whenever you talk to any people, like whatever you do, provide value. The value is very important, like that authentic value from getting from a single person makes a huge difference is what I believe.
Beautiful. That deserves to be a separate clip of its own. I'll do that. Adding to that same thought, Melvin, how do you think an artist can have a fulfilling life? Because there's a lot of pressure about finances specifically, or many other things that go on, happen, doubts, fears about their own talent, envy and comparison that we slightly touched upon. So if you had to comment on these two things, money and comparison, what would you tell to our...
Yeah, so the important thing that I would say is like all the creative people should have like a proper budget plan and everything, like So think seriously about money part, like I'm again stressing this thing, like for example, you should understand like what happens if I don't have a job, if I don't have work for like 6 months or 7 months or 1 year, like you need to have that capital income in your wallet, like so have like an emergency fund. See, I'm not going to talk about the skills or anything here. Like always have that emergency fund as much as possible, and then think about very big ideas. Do collaborations. Talk to people. That is very very important. Like I don't know you, right? Like Tanmay, but we spoke in one Twitter space, and we can connect the energy. So whenever I feel like energy, we will connect each other. When you may say something, I will reply to that. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about imposter syndrome. Like all human beings are valuable to this world, and everyone is providing something to this world, like with their limited knowledge or skill. So always talk to people, be extrovert, and participate in many events and everything. Automatically you will be find ways to monetize your skills. The more you connect with people, the networking is very 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 important. Like you don't know from where work is going to come. You are thinking about, okay, customers are not coming to me, I'm not having enough clients. Like you need to build a very big client base. If you are working as a freelance designer or an artist, you need to have like tons of contacts in your pocket, so that you can connect with some people at some point of your life, and always have that client base, have that emergency fund. When you have that emergency fund, you will have peace of mind. So then it will really help your creativity. People think like money doesn't connect with creativity. This is where it really connects. If you don't have enough fund, if you feel like you are not financially secured, it is really going to affect your creativity, because you need to take all crap projects from other people, like for the money purpose. So build your financial situation better in a very good stage. Work for it parallelly and work for the other area, building the client base. If you have both together, then you are going to have like a very fulfilling, and you are dominating in your expertise, and you are going to have like a very happy life.
Wow, amazing. I want to add with the anecdote from Arnold Schwarzenegger, which he was talking in one of his interviews. He's also in the creative field, right? Movies and bodybuilding he did. But that wasn't the main thing of his income source. Or people asked him, how did you join movies and when did you join? So he was like, I first went into real estate. I started building homes for people, and I started building walls that would never fall even 50, 100 years from now. So like before when he was building. So they showed his walls are still there. So he was like, I had to have secure income or funds or flow, because I was seeing other artists who were walking around from one agency to a hungry, starving artist, and nobody takes you. You're very desperate then. But if you have these things, if you have money and money issues secured at their place, that makes you more free, and that brings the decision power in yourself. I mean, you're free to choose what you want to work like, or the work that is suitable to you, not just any work that comes your way.
Awesome. Perfect. Yep.
All right. So this is a very serious question. Why did Shakespeare never take up sketching?
He shakes all the time. So that the drawings won't be great, I don't know.
Very serious.
Because he couldn't decide which pencil to use, to be or not to be.
Oh, did you take notes? It was a very good question and a serious question.
So I'm glad Teresa laughed before you, because I wondered if these people even ever used pencils. So there are these different pencils at darkness, and 2B is one of the shades. So yeah, to be or not to be. All right, another one. What do you call two witches living together?
What do you call?
Two witches. Twitch? I don't know.
Which? What do you call two witches living together?
I don't know.
Are you ready for the answer?
Yeah.
Broommates.
Makes sense. Yeah.
All right. So that
Funny thing about these questions, like there is a lot of visual things coming, like when you ask kind of questions, people think like this is like fun questions, but uh, those are very good prompts for mid journey,
ah
you know what I'm saying?
yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, it would be interesting to see.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. A lot of things discussed and talked. And for some more questions, I'll connect with Melvin, you on the DMs.
Yeah.
And I'll so glad that you're coming up front and want to help. Your mission is to empower artists, as you always say. So please feel free to reach out. This is an amazing opportunity to connect with an OG in the space, a very seasoned artist with not just art but also very commercial experience. So do connect with him. And thank you so much for watching all our episodes. Do check out previous episode with Big D and other artists that you like. Do comment what thought you liked. Do comment which joke you liked. And if you want to support the show, collect and register for Rocklaz Club NFTs. You can collect some amazing artworks, animations, and 3Ds from my Web3 galleries. So I'll put links to them. And also collect works from Teresa. I mean, it's a good time to invest in a rising star. So yes, and of course, Melvin's work is something historic that you need to collect. So cheers. Thank you all for joining. See you in the next episode.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.